Chandler is a complete beginner who's never had a lesson in his entire life, and I taught him how to serve in just one lesson. Before, he had the wrong grip for his serve, he had a waiter's tray, he wasn't pronating his wrist on contact, his arm wasn't straight, and he was remaining tall at the end of his swing. Then we fixed his grip, fixed his toss, taught him how to have the correct trophy position, taught him how to have the proper backscratcher position instead of the waiter's tray, where your racket's pointed directly down with the edge facing forwards and back like you see a lot of pros. Taught him how to pronate his wrist, and finally how to bow into his serve. So by the end of the lesson, he's already able to serve with proper form and land shots in the service box. And again, I want to remind you guys, it only took us one lesson to get his serve this far. And he's a complete beginner who's never had a single lesson in his entire life. And he's already doing many things correctly that would normally take any other player months, if not years. And after this lesson, Chandler can go and practice the serve all by himself, and he will have a perfectly functional serve by the end of the month that is just as good as someone who's been training for over a year and who still has bad serve habits. So again, watch this video to find out how we completely transformed Chandler's serve from a beginner to now someone who actually has something they can go out and use for the rest of their life without ever needing another lesson on the serve ever again. All right, so we got Chandler here. We just met, and I believe you're a beginner, right?
Yeah, just started 4 months ago.
All right, so we were debating which one of his strokes that we wanted to fix. Have you had any formal lessons or no?
Nope.
Okay, so you've never had any formal instruction at all. We rolled the dice a bit here. Should we fix his forehand? Should we fix his backhand? Y'all know I make these live lesson videos to show you guys how easy it is to learn tennis. And I decided to fix the hardest thing there is to fix for any tennis player, which is their serve. So let's go ahead and see what your serve looks like right now, okay? I've never actually been accused of like bringing paid actors or some bullshit. How long ago did we meet? Like just now.
30 minutes ago?
Yeah, I was filming some other video. The other video on my channel where I'm talking shit about putting the racket on the ground and picking it up to get the right grip for the forehand. You guys saw him walking behind me. That's him, right? He was over there hitting on the ball machine. And then now we're here filming this video, this live lesson where I'm going to fix his serve immediately. So just show us what you got right now, okay? And we're going to fix in this one lesson. Here you go. Another one. Another one. I'll give you one more. And one more. All right, we're gonna start from the top. Now, there is a lot to learn here and there is a lot to fix, but we're gonna do it linearly, piece by piece. First thing I want you to understand is the same way that when you're learning a piano, you've gotta learn the left hand and the right hand separately, is the same thing when it comes to the serve, because the serve is the only stroke other than what a coach does, which is feeding. It's the only stroke where you toss to yourself and hit, okay? Otherwise, you know, somebody's hitting the ball at you and you're hitting it back to them. So we have to learn how to use the left and the right hand separately. We have to learn how to swing first separately, then toss separately, then synchronize them, then swing. The biggest problem with traditional coaching and traditional progressions when it comes to the serve is they just throw you straight in the water. They tell you to come all the way back here, figure out how to toss properly, figure out how to swing properly, control the depth, and make sure you aim it horizontally at the right angle. That's like 5 different things that have to be correct, and we have to develop those things separately. If we throw players in the water like that, they never get it. That's why players are struggling with the serve for such a long time, because they're never going through the proper progressions. All right, so we're actually going to start all the way up here, and we're going to start with phase 1, which is doing the swing properly. So we're not even worried about the toss at all. We're only worried about the swing. All right, so the first thing we have to have is the correct grip. The grip is the rotational angle that we're holding the racket at. You want to be holding the racket so that the tip of your middle and ring finger is on this long side, okay? So every racket, so first look at me demonstrate. Every racket has 2 long sides, 2 medium sides, 4 short sides. It looks like you found it already. So yeah, tip of the middle and ring finger goes to the middle of this long side like this. As you can see, there's about 1/3 open. Let me see, a little bit less, and you got it right there. All right, cool. Now put your left hand on the neck of the racket like this and stand sideways. This is called closed stance. Back up some, just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to stand where you can see me. Good. All right, this is our ready position. The racket should be vertical just like this. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop the arm directly down with the rotator cuff, okay? Perfect. Now, as you can see, your racket's pointed directly down. Now we're gonna do a bicep curl and let the wrist hang. If you do that properly, you get this, okay? So bicep curl directly up, wrap that thumb,
Okay.
Yeah, yep, good.
All right.
Yeah, that's a huge thing I see. Some players, they leave their thumb, you gotta wrap it around so you have maximum grip, okay? Bicep curl while you let the wrist hang. Does this position look familiar? On TV, you see players do this with the serve. Yep, this is called the trophy position. So every time I say trophy position or anything like that, I'm talking about this. You had it correctly, you had it correctly. What you want is you want the strings to be facing the top right corner of your head. You don't want it over here, you don't want it over here. You had it right the first time. So go to the trophy position, like I showed you, wrap the thumb. And we're gonna have it right here. Let the wrist, relax the wrist a little bit more. Good, right there. Lower the arm as low as you can. Boom, right there. So from this position, you can relax, because we actually won't go back to that for a while. From this trophy position, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the swing, and there's 3 parts to the swing. Part 1, back scratcher. Part 2, reach for contact. Part 3, follow through. So right now, the chest is facing sideways, and we are in the trophy position. Don't copy me, just watch for now. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna go into back scratcher. That's when the racket's pointed directly down. How do we get into back scratcher? Chest is gonna close, bicep is gonna tighten even more. So I close the chest, tighten the bicep even more, turn the body forwards. I do all 3 of those simultaneously, okay? So let's practice that. Go to your trophy position.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you have the correct grip. Wrap your thumb.
Yep.
Good. And then chest, bicep, turn.
So.
Yep. Close the chest. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. You got it. Wait. Stay there. Make sure this arm is high.
Okay.
And we want the racket pointed directly down. Feel me pulling down on it?
Yep.
What we're looking for, the edge of the racket is pointed forwards and back. Racket's pointed directly down. Good. Go to trophy again. All right. Racket's pointed forwards and up in trophy. You've got it. Yes. There you go. So we don't want it tilted.
Boom.
We want it forward and up. There we go. Chest, bicep, turn the body forwards. Perfect. Boom. Yes. Okay. Go back to trophy. I'm going to mirror you.
All right.
Left arm.
Back to trophy.
Yep. Now you got to point forwards and up. There we go. Back scratcher. Perfect. Trophy. And the front arm, we'll get to that later. I mean, you're going to raise it because this is what you do for the toss, but what's more important right now is the swing. Okay, back scratcher. Perfect. Trophy. Excellent. Don't step though. You're going to turn the body without stepping. Okay. Back scratcher. Perfect. Now we're going to reach up and then turn the forearm around, right? Because if we reach up and we don't turn, then we're hitting the ball with the edge. So we got to reach and turn. Freeze. Now, this is going to be our point of contact. So this motion brings our racket to the point of contact, but our point of contact is actually going to be higher, okay? Notice how your biceps by your ear? Wow. So you want it to be all the way up there. It's like you're swimming towards the sky, okay? A lot of people use the analogy that it's like the serve is like a baseball pitch or a football throw, but in reality, you're not actually throwing forwards, you're throwing up. So it's like, that's why I say swimming upwards. So again, go from back scratcher to point of contact, all right? Back scratcher, point of contact. Good. I'm going to put my racket up there. I'm going to put the corner up there. And when you reach up for it, you're going to knock my racket back like that. And I want you to do that deliberately. Back scratcher. Reach up. You go a little bit harder. Not insanely hard, but enough to. Perfect. Keep going. Reduce for a good amount of times. Perfect. This is called contact training. A lot of people say tennis takes years to become coordinated. That's because most of the drills they're doing to build coordination are throw and catch. In tennis, we have specific points of contact for strokes. In this case, the point of contact for the serve is right here. If we do this instead, which is called contact training, where you're hitting an object at the correct point of contact over and over again, which again requires an instructor who knows where the correct point of contact is, then you build coordination in the body in a matter of minutes rather than fucking 5 to 10 years, which is ridiculous. Okay, back scratcher, good. Okay, reach up again to your point of contact. And now what you're gonna do at the point of contact, the wrist is going to do 2 things. It's going to bend forwards like you're shooting a basketball. You ever play basketball? Yep. All right, cool. So it's going to bend forwards and it's going to turn to the left counterclockwise. Perfect. Now this turn is gradual. It's not instant. The bend is fast. The turn is gradual. So you don't want to snap the turn, but you do want to snap the bend. Okay. So you snap the bend.
Snap the bend.
But you really want to bend it. You really want to bend that wrist.
All right. So here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to back scratcher. Reach up. All right, now you're gonna bend, turn left, go down to your hip and ab crunch forward. Perfect. This is the exact racket orientation we want. Racket's vertical, bottom handle logo is pointed forwards, racket's pointed directly back, okay? So these are undeniable racket orientations that are clear signs that you're doing it correctly. I work with a lot of people, they're like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Number one, you do not want to be in a headspace where you're constantly questioning yourself, because me as the coach, I'm gonna pinpoint certain things. But then number 2, there's clear undeniable signs. Racket position's vertical, racket's pointed down, racket's pointed forwards and up in trophy position, racket's pointed directly down with the edge pointed forwards and back in backscratcher position, racket's vertical at contact, and finally, racket's also edge is vertically up and down, and bottom of the logo is pointed forwards, right? So does this make sense so far?
Yeah, it does.
All right, I'm gonna give you the ball.
So back, okay.
And right now, all I want you to do, this. Nothing hard, nothing serious. We gotta build this piece by piece. We start slow. All right, take it. Go all the way. That was good contact, but get that wrist all the way and then turn.
Okay.
And turn, good. And turn. Yep, you got the bend.
Okay.
When I say turn, I'm just talking about the wrist. I don't care about the follow through, I don't care about the bow.
All right.
You can add that if you want, but all I care about is this. Perfect. Excellent. Now let's start from Backscratcher. So now it's gonna take a longer time. So right now you're getting the ball here and then you could just go. Now that you're gonna be starting from Backscratcher, it's gonna take longer to get to the ball. Do not use force, just use flow. Go through the reps slowly, right? Someone like me who's been playing for years, who has a bunch of motor neuron recruitment, what the fuck is going on in this neighborhood? This is the second car that's a different car.
That is.
What the fuck? Anyways, take your time, right? Because for me to go through this entire thing, I can like just snap the entire thing really fast, but that's motor neuron recruitment that's built after doing proper reps for multiple amount of times. For you, let's say I switch to my left arm and I try to do that. I can't do that anywhere near as fast. It's way clunkier, way slower. That's as fast as my left arm can go, like 5 times slower. Right now, take your time, okay? So you have to start early in order to make contact with the ball. Now they're gonna be starting from Backscratcher. So go to Backscratcher.
So we go here. We go here.
Boom, stay there, reach up, take your time. Good, that's all you need. So we don't need power, okay? The thing is, power in tennis isn't just about strength. It's like I said, it's about motor neuron recruitment. It's when the neurons form a superhighway across the sequence of muscles that you're going to be activating. Because nobody goes chest, bicep, tricep, and then front pull down, right? You might do those exercises separately, but putting them together in the same movement, no one really does that. Now, a huge mistake is this is called a waiter's tray. But you never want a waiter's tray, which is where the strings are facing up like this. The strings only face forwards, they never face up. So you never want to come up at the ball like this. So you always have the edge coming up, then you turn the racket sideways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, go all the way. Don't let yourself stop.
Yeah.
Or don't stop yourself, I should say. Raise that shoulder more. There you go. That's gonna get, because right now the shoulder's just not, the elbow's not high enough. When you get the elbow high, that gets your Backscratcher down. Ready? Excellent. Again, I don't care about aim, I don't care about none of that. Right now, are you making proper contact? Okay. Now what you do have to do, you have to turn that wrist and forearm out more so the strings are forward. If you don't turn them out, that's what's getting that string angle, that's making it go to the left. Okay?
Yep.
All right, turn it out. Very good. That's the one. All of this should feel completely unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And whatever's unfamiliar is not trusted by the body. So you have to do things that your body doesn't trust until what's going to happen is that as you become a more experienced tennis player and as you get used to hitting, swinging a tennis racket, you're going to associate certain sensations with certain trajectories. You're not going to do that consciously, but your nervous system's going to do that. Your perceptual faculties are going to do that. Your brain is going to do that. That's how tennis players get good. Like, they are able to read incoming balls because they've seen so many, and they're able to connect, the brain, the nervous system connects certain sensations with where the ball's going. So as a beginner, if I give you a shot like this, swing at it. Did you know where it was going?
No.
So yeah. So what happens when you hit enough balls and when you do enough drills, you'll know exactly where it's going right when you hit it, and even be able to kind of presciently anticipate with certainty that it's going to go where you want it to go before you hit it, right? We'll do a couple more Backscratcher shots and then we'll go start from trophy. Excellent. And this is something that I like never really see when it comes to serve progressions, is that I have to toss the ball for you first. You have to get familiar with your point of contact, right? Higher elbow. Good. Okay, start from trophy. So go to trophy, then go to Backscratcher, and I'll give you the ball. Then take it. Good. Trophy. Lower elbow. Look at my elbow. Lower elbow. Yep. If you start from lower, you'll be able to reach higher. Go to Backscratcher. Take it. Excellent. And literally what you're doing right now is what I want you to do, which is just for the serve, the shot to go straight ahead, okay? Backscratcher, very good trophy position there. Take it. Excellent. All right, trophy, backscratcher, take it. Excellent. Perfect. The whole form is perfect. Literally the only thing right now is just getting this installed, turning this as a habit, teaching the body that this is our natural movement and we want to automate this. So that whole progression that you did there, perfect form. The orientation of the racket was perfect in every single spot. Now it's just automating it, turning it to a habit. Okay. This one small thing, sometimes your trophy position goes over here. We gotta make sure that's vertical.
Okay.
Or pointed forwards and up, not
right
up to the left, not up to the right, but forwards and up. Yeah. Okay. Backscratcher, take it. All right, now you're gonna start from trophy. I'm gonna toss the ball. You have to do the whole thing. Okay. I don't care how clunky
You're
it
gonna
is.
toss it while I'm in trophy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's how it's gonna be when you actually serve. When you actually serve, you start from trophy, you go through backscratcher. So the mistake a lot of people make is they freeze at backscratcher. Now again, as a beginner, it might take you longer to get out of backscratcher, but what helps you get out of backscratcher is continuing to close that chest, right? But even if it takes you longer, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to start early, okay? So my left arm, I'm nowhere near as fast as my right arm, so I have to start early. It's this long motion, nowhere near as fast as on TV. My right arm, I can afford to wait for a much longer time. I'm waiting.
Okay.
Right? My right arm has the neural highway built, right? Which you can't really see. The only thing you see is the effect, which is that I can do it really fast.
Yeah.
My left arm doesn't have that neural architecture built. You got to take it slow. You got to start early. You got to take it slow. All right, here we go. Long journey. Excellent. Again, the result does not matter right now. You're just starting. Excellent. And again, the reason we're starting all the way up here is because we got to start all the way up here to build confidence. Again, most coaches just throw people all the way back there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Excellent. You almost killed me.
Yeah, I did.
You got it in though. Really good form. Try to turn the wrist out more.
Okay.
That's all right. Literally the only thing that's off is what I expect to be off, which is the timing. Your form, your racket orientation, everything else is on point. But if you don't bust the form, you're good, right? You just got to keep doing more reps until you figure it out, until you feel the correct timing. Excellent. All right, take it. Excellent. Trophy again. You got it tilted that way. You want it. Yep. No, you got it. Take it. Excellent. I expect your serve to look like this. Like no power. Do not force with your arm.
Okay.
I know it's not exciting. I know it's not, you know, an exciting laser like that, but that's not you today.
No.
You got to be patient with it.
Or tomorrow.
I promise you, you have the strength. You just got to build the motion and make the motion a habit, and then it's not even gonna be gradual. It's not gonna be gradual. It's not gonna be linear. It's just gonna be like an on switch, and then you'll be able to do that. Okay. What's gonna happen is the reason that I only care about you hitting it straight is because once you master hitting it straight consistently, then in order to control direction, you just turn your stance. That's the secret, right?
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I want you to master hitting it straight.
Okay.
Now people are like, "Oh, can't they see it?" No, they can't. Oh shit. Like it's imperceptible when somebody's like sweaty as fuck in the middle of a match and it's hot outside, and it's like, it's just not perceptible. It's not. People don't have 8K vision. I learned something interesting, which is that our peripheral vision is actually lower resolution than our central vision. All right, take it. Solid. You felt that. I heard that.
Yeah.
The sound and the feeling are undeniable. Those are undeniable markers as well. Perfect. Kevlar makes a great sound. Excellent. Go all the way back. Literally stand behind the center. We're not aiming for the deuce service box. We're not aiming for the ad service box. We're just aiming straight. Very good.
That was a sweet spot.
Yep. Form is paramount. Get closer to the line. In tennis, when you're playing a match, it's considered a fault if you're on the line, but you can get as close to the line as you want.
So like right there, ideally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was playing in a tournament, district tournament in high school. And we were at this high school, I forgot what it was called, but there was like 4 courts. I was playing a match on this court and I was serving, and the ref was 4 courts down and they called a foot fault on me. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't say that, but it's like, cause like I usually oblige and go with the ref, but he's like, court 4, football! Like from 4 fucking courts down. Like, what are you talking about, dude? There's 3 guys in front of you who are playing, and you're fucking yelling across 3 courts, and somehow I think what happened, here's what usually happens. The parents fucking complain, right? Again, I was in high school. That's what always happens at the tournaments or whatever, is that parents bitch to the refs all the time and like, he's cheating! Like, and of course I wasn't,
Really?
right? So it's like,
I didn't think it would be like that.
oh, it's like that, bro. It's like that.
And everything.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think the refs are super corrupt. I think they just oblige.
Of course.
Just cuz. Make sure your racket's tall. All right, cool. But like, I'm pretty sure I ended up winning the match anyways, so.
That's all that matters.
I figured that out early on. There are lots of players that lose their shit when they feel like you're making bad calls, like ball bounces like that, you call it out, they think it was in, they think you're hooking them, which is the term for cheating.
That just gets the best of them right there.
And then they start cheating. Then you'll hit a ball that was like on half the line, and they're like, out! So it's like, it's fucking degenerate retardation. But again, like, really good. See, holy shit, man. Anyways, at the end of the day, skill wins. Like,
yes.
Literally, like these bad calls. I had a friend, he wore glasses, and oh my God, his calls were dog shit sometimes. Like, I'd hit an ace down the tee, flat on the white line. He'd just say out. You know, I knew he wasn't a bad guy, so it's just, he made bad calls. It was what it was. It's like I said, at the end of the day, and that's what happens, right? It's not until you get to a pro event, start at trophy. It's not until you get to a pro event. So you notice how I can just fucking tell a story because I already taught you everything?
Dude.
And you're on autopilot?
That's insane.
That's how we know that you learned how to do the serve now.
No, because at first
because I can tell a fucking story.
I couldn't focus on what you were saying because I was trying to focus on the movement. Now I can focus on what you're saying.
Yeah. I saved the storytelling for when you're actually able to do it now. But like, again, like, it should be obvious that, see, you made it fucking in, right? It should be obvious that, like, skill is what wins most of tennis points, right? Like, it's not, yes. I shit you not, throughout my entire life, there have been no more than 5 points max where somebody like made bad calls or cheated. Like, most of the kids, they have good parents. And if they don't, they exhibit other degenerate qualities that would make anyone suspicious of them to begin with. So it's like, if someone isn't exhibiting normal suspicious qualities, they tend not to be the cheater type. I give people the benefit of the doubt all the time. Now, with that being said, you will face far more people who think you are cheating. So adult tennis players who get started later, and like in their 30s, some of them are humble, but some of them, oh my God, they invent rules that don't fucking exist. And they have the biggest egos ever. So I'm playing this guy who's like 6'1" or something, cross-country runner, like forward head posture, kind of slim, but he's got the cross-country build. And so this guy, all of his strokes are like, he just pushes the ball back. He can't attack, he can't hit winners, but he can get to everything. And every time I have to win a point against him, I have to fucking send like a 50 caliber BMG shot cross court five times just to win 1 point. And I remember one time I'm playing him, and like there's a ball that far from the net, and he's like, can you move that ball? And I'm like, no. And it's my serve. He's like, well, the rules say that you have to move that ball. I'm like, dude, I played junior tennis. It's not a fucking rule. I didn't say fucking. I was like, I played junior tennis. That's not a rule. If the ball's rolling on the court, then you have to move it. But that ball's right there. I don't have to get it, you know? So I was much nicer. And then he was just so fucking mad. And, you know, again, this is the type of guy where he would not approve of my calls. He'd hit his shot, I don't know, like a quarter of a foot out. And he'd be like, are you sure? And it's like, yes, I'm sure. I have to tell these people, it's like, I don't even question your calls.
Right.
So it's,
They're the first to question you, though.
you know, and then after you make an undesirable call, they start calling all your line shots out. So it's fucking retarded. Again, at the end of the day, if you got skill makes up for everything. That's like an edge case. That guy was a statistical outlier. That's like the only example of a guy who probably like, I didn't count, by the way. I really didn't count. I think I won every match I played against him. If not, then we probably went to like no, I think I did, but then we went to a third set tiebreaker. I don't know if you're familiar with tennis scoring.
To an extent, not all of it. I don't know. I was watching the Wimbledon and I was trying to figure out what this tiebreaker shit was about. Like,
Okay,
1, 2,
yes,
3, 4,
yes.
5, 6.
So I'll explain that.
Okay.
So you understand the mainstream scoring?
Yes.
Okay. There's 2 types of tiebreakers. There's a 7-point tiebreaker and there's a 10-point tiebreaker. So depending on the maximum amount of sets that you're playing, let's just say you're playing best 2 out of 3, which means you have to win 2 sets to win the match. But if you split sets, meaning both of you win 1 set, then the 3rd set that you play is a 10-point tiebreaker, so it's not a full set. In some tournaments, you can choose with your opponent, do you want to play a full 3rd set or do you want to play a tiebreaker? And whatever you both agree on, you play.
Okay.
But if it's already baked into the format of whatever they decide happens, then you play a 10-point tiebreaker for the match. Now, if...
Versus just 10 points.
By a margin of 2. So that's why I think like Wimbledon 2019, Federer versus Djokovic, they went to something like 23-21 in the 3rd set tiebreaker, 10-point tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Right, so you got one by margin.
Tennis then. I just got into it, so like I didn't even know about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, if it's 9-9, you got to go to 11, I believe. Yeah, because if you go to 10, that would normally end it. So if it's 9-9, you got to go to 11. You can't just go to 10.
It's just like when like you can't beat someone 6-5 in a set. You got to beat them.
Exactly.
7-5 or 7-6.
So if it's 6-all, that's when you play a 7-point tiebreaker, and that tiebreaker closes the set but not the match.
Okay, so you don't just play a match to 40 and then win. You're playing a 7-point tiebreaker on that.
So normally for 1 set, you got to win 6 games, right?
Yep.
If you get to 5-all, you got to win 7, but it doesn't go on forever.
Right.
If you get to 6-all, you play a 7-point tiebreaker.
Got it.
Right. It would be hilarious if the games went on forever. That'd be crazy. like the 10-point tiebreakers do.
Well, Djokovic just had like a 5-hour and 15-minute match in the Wimbledon.
Yeah. Now, either tiebreaker can go on forever, hypothetically, literally.
That's
like 7-point, 10-point, even though both of them close different tiers of the score, either of them can go on forever because it's margin of 2.
Wow.
Now, I believe they play around with the rules a lot. Like, for example, we have something called a mini set, which is 4 games. We have, of course, no deuce scoring. We have pro sets, which is an 8-game set, and they can fuck around with it a lot.
Whoa.
In college tennis, there's no lets on the serve. So you get like a drop shot off the serve, and it throws everyone off.
That's crazy.
It throws so many people off. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? I don't know why they invented that rule. It's not like they need to save time. You know? All right, here we go. Start from trophy. Excellent. That's good. That's good. Again, contact, here's the most important thing. By the end of this lesson, all I need to see is 1 successful serve. Okay, so you're gonna take the ball, and you're gonna start from phase 1 again. So phase 1 was you start from contact. So what I want you to do is just toss the ball to your point of contact, and then bend the wrist and turn the wrist. So you already know how to do all the swing motions now. Now all you need to do is synchronize it with where you're making contact with the ball. Okay, so key here, I don't really care how you hold the ball. You can hold it with 3 fingers, you can hold it with all fingers, but you're gonna have to end up elevating your arm near 90 degrees, okay? So my arm elevation is like 90 degrees. It's better for it to come over your head too far than it is to be too far out in any direction. Okay. So again, make sure your racket is not directly by your ear, but very close to your ear. Sorry, your bicep, I mean, not out here. So we don't want your arm out here. We want it like almost on top of your forehead to the right, all right? Okay. And then toss it to your racket and then bend it in, okay? All right, you go by your...
This is the one where I'm just using the wrist.
Exactly. All right, let's see this. Surprise, surprise, it went straight even though the toss was all the way back. There you go, surprise, surprise. It's these small things. All right, I'm gonna pick up, you keep going by yourself.
Okay.
I will tell you when to switch. Very good. Great, start from Backscratcher. That's all right. It's gonna be a longer path. The further back you start, the longer the path is gonna be. Excellent. Now start from trophy.
Okay.
Even longer journey now. Excellent trophy. Start lower. Oh, yeah, you're starting from here. Start from your...
That one, before I even threw it, that one was all in my head.
Yeah.
All right.
Start from down here.
Okay, yeah. And then go up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lower, lower, lower. Then go up. Excellent. What the fuck? You had everything. There you go. Now you're serving and tossing. Excellent. There's a bit of an oblique ab there. It didn't ruin you, but... Okay. Make sure you're going into Backscratcher, not waiter's trim.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent form.
From ready position, huh?
Yes. No. Nope. Go here. Yep. And then drop, raise.
Through.
Yeah, both raise at the same time.
Okay, got it. So
just practice that. Just practice drop, raise, don't hit. And again, we're trying to do the face test here where the ball falls on your face.
Whew.
Yes, try to synchronize all of that. Yep. You let go of the ball, by the way.
Okay.
When you raise the arm. But don't hit it. So just look at me. Just drop, raise the racket and toss, but don't hit.
Okay.
Here's a key. Here's a key tip.
Drop, raise.
Here's another tip. The racket's pointing at the ball. See how high the ball's going? So
Yeah.
if I drew a line up to the ball, try to toss to where the racket's pointing. Racket's pointed at the ball. It's perfectly
So
geometric.
from here, you go here.
Racket's up. I drop the front arm to my leg, and then I point at the ball and where I want to toss it.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. So everything's synchronized. Yes.
Just bad throws.
It's synchronized
obviously.
and geometric. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely not random. Excellent. Does that help?
Yeah.
Good. Because the funny thing is, the thing about coaching tennis is because coaches come at teaching tennis from the perspective and neurology of someone who can already play.
Right.
So it's like there's a lot of things.
It's like with anything. It's like you can have a professor in college that's so smart and so good at what he does, but he can't dumb it down for you to understand it.
Yeah. So it's like, it's exciting to know what it's like for a beginner to experience this method, because I never learned this. I never learned toss the ball to where your racket is pointing. So now that I'm doing that, now I have like an actual goal. Like now it makes way more sense.
No,
right?
it makes total sense.
At least I can kind of pseudo become a beginner by going over to left arm
So boom,
and playing that way. But
boom.
yeah, and I like how kind of robotic you're doing it here. Be as robotic as you need. All right, you start off with that; it gets smoother over time.
Yep.
All right, when you're ready, take it.
Okay.
Okay, try to point at the racket. Try to point at the ball with the racket longer.
Okay, I got you.
I'm gonna check the time on the cameras here. No, you went straight to.
Okay.
So you went to like a half backscratcher. You gotta stay in. You gotta stay in trophy.
Okay. So.
Straight arms. Straight arms. Yes. Good. You held trophy. It was kind of low.
Yep.
You want to be higher, but you had everything. Excellent. Get a deeper backscratcher, but everything there was excellent.
That was the one part I felt I missed.
That was your best one all day. That was your best one. Yeah, it's dead.
All right.
All right, go back halfway. Higher toss. You didn't have time to do anything.
No.
You had a really good trophy position, but you had like zero time because it wasn't high enough. Excellent. Now you had the opposite problem. You didn't act early enough.
Okay.
Now the toss might have been too left or right, but I couldn't tell. Right, you had a waiter tray there, right? You had this, so you want a directly downwards back scratcher position. You went straight to back scratcher. Point at the rack, point at the ball. That's what trophy position does. Excellent.
Oh, just
You had everything. Yeah, it's too slow. Excellent height, but it's too far out. Remember, try to have it land on your face. Not bad, but your wrist was frozen. You didn't bend and turn.
Okay.
Yes. Was it too far right? It looked a little far right. Yeah,
it was.
The height was good. Oh, shit. Okay. Good. Let's go all the way back now.
Okay.
Again, just aim straight. And the last thing I want to happen before we end this video is that you hit one serve in. If you hit one serve in with proper form, proper toss, proper swing form, proper everything.
And like actually aimed at one of the boxes.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we will.
But right now we're straight.
Lesson. It'll be a fucking prank if you just get this one in immediately. All right, and it'll be like, all right, video's over. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe.
All right, here we go.
Make sure you're pointing at the ball. Excellent. That would have been in if we weren't standing in the middle, but that's it. Excellent serve.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It still kind of fucking technically is in, so we'll just call it in. Excellent. Get the wrist in though. More wrist bend and turn it counterclockwise. So you literally got your first serve in. Go ahead and stand slightly on the deuce side.
All right, here we go.
Yep. Point at it. Too low of a toss.
Yep.
You want excess, you want abundant height in this toss. There you go. Give me more wrist. If you had more wrist, that would have gone in.
Okay.
Not bad. Abs. Now give me the abs and finish at that left hip. So you're getting them in. You're not even doing everything yet, which is crazy, which is really, really good. Are we still on? We are still on. Excellent. Now the Backscratcher was more of like a waiter's tray, so get it vertical.
Get it deeper?
Yeah, and make sure the edge is facing forwards and back. Not bad. Okay. Again, the only small thing is get this vertical, not horizontal. So we don't want this, we want this. So really accentuate this dip, this Backscratcher, before we reach out for the ball. Yes, too low of a toss, no wrist. You had a really good Backscratcher. So right now, again, there's a lot of things that you could possibly bring your attention to. First off, straighten your arms. And second off, just to make sure this Backscratcher is deep and vertical. Go ahead. Excellent. No wrist though. No wrist, no turn. That would have been it. That would have been the end right there.
All right, here we go.
Not bad. No wrist, and you still had the waiter's tray.
Okay.
That's what this is called, waiter's tray. So you have to have this sideways Backscratcher. It's like you're coming at the ball like you're about to chop it with an axe first, before you turn the strings flat.
Okay.
And then bend the wrist in. And you really got to bend that wrist in like you're shooting a shot from the three-point line. I'm assuming. I don't know basketball at all. Good, but then you're freezing. Don't freeze. Take it to your hip.
Okay.
You are 3 tiny things away from the perfect serve. You are like, you're all the way there. These are small things. I don't mean to make it sound like they're big things. They are small things.
No.
Not bad, but you had the waiter's tray and you waited. Don't wait. Start your swing early because it's not as fast as a trained player yet. Point the wrist in. Excellent. We're done. Great job.
Wow.
All right, guys, this has literally never happened before in all of history. So guys, nothing like this has ever happened in tennis history. Never before in all of tennis history has someone learned how to properly serve in literally just one lesson. We have tons of limiting beliefs in tennis. This idea that tennis takes years to learn. Tennis is highly technical. You gotta start when you're young. If you don't start when you're young, then your potential is capped and you're only gonna get stuck at an intermediate level. And this idea that you need natural coordination in order to learn tennis. And you saw us do right here in this lesson. We did contact training. We just hit my racket. He built coordination immediately. We didn't do ball toss drills for 5 years. We didn't do any of those normal coordination things that you see normal tennis lessons do. We taught Chandler how to serve in one lesson using real tennis biomechanics. So again, this is how fast you can actually learn tennis when you're getting the right instruction. Again, a lot of people think tennis takes years in order to learn. Tennis does not take years in order to learn. It takes years to find the right instruction. Get the right instruction, you learn tennis strokes like that. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to go to my website and also check out all my other videos and my courses on my website. I have a course called 1 Week Tennis Pro. It's going to fix your entire tennis game permanently. There's also details on my website about how to work with me one-on-one. There's a reason why I say I'm the #1 tennis coach in the entire world. Because I can fix and build tennis strokes, tennis footwork, tennis games faster than anyone else. And I just showed you here on camera. Chandler, you've never had a tennis lesson before in your entire life? Never. Zero experience whatsoever. You just normally come out here with a ball machine and never even practice my serve. Never even practice serve. And in one lesson, zero experience, zero tennis background, built it from scratch. This is a result that no one in the entire world has ever gotten in all of history, cannot get. So again, if you like this video, hit the like button down below. Comment below any thoughts, questions, or comments you might have. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Again, check out my website for more content and my courses if you want to fix your tennis game permanently and information about how to work with me one-on-one. Again, my brand of tennis coaching is not about drip-feeding you advice, withholding you information, pulling new tips out of my ass every single week. My brand of tennis coaching is all about fixing your tennis game permanently so you never need another tennis lesson ever again. All Chandler has to do from here on out is practice serve for the next week, for the next month, and you'll be done with the serve. There's people out here saying, oh, the serve takes years to master. Well, that's no fun. That's why everyone's going over to pickleball. That's why everyone's leaving tennis. And I don't want people to leave tennis. I want people to learn tennis as fast as possible. And it's super boring when not only are my students taking forever to learn tennis, but I'm also just on the other side of the court just mindlessly feeding them balls. You know what's fun? Getting your students and getting random people who you just meet up to a level where you can actually play with them back and forth. That's why my brand of tennis coaching is teaching tennis faster than anyone else in the entire world, teaching them tennis not only faster, but permanently. That's why I'm the #1 tennis coach in the entire world. So again, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment below, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Great job, Chandler.